Don't you know of War Dart? I'm going to tell you guys, my name is Kakuka, and I'm going to tell you
Kakuka, show me why Karmine Corp is the best.
The best French team. Reason number one, do you know what you need to be a good French team? You need French players.
They've got Belgian players as well.
Oh my god, they're so good.
What about the Belgian players, Kakuka?
Defend your team being a good French team if you don't have anybody.
It's a good counterpoint, though. It is a good counterpoint. It is a good counterpoint. Nobody on Vitality is French.
A single word of French.
They can't even say bonjour.
You know what France is well known for? You know,
feeding.
Cook meme. Look at all the things.
Feeding. She's so right. France is known for feeding. They feed people. You come to the country, they give you good food.
Out there, I know so. And you know, this team eventually will get there. You just need to give them
That's what it is.
Next reason.
No, she's saying time to cook. Oh, might be. I was saying they're good at feeding.
You know that other one? Do you see that jersey?
The brother buff. Man, that is an old picture of Scream.
And he is
rocking the neck beard.
Going back to Vitality. But you know, these two, they're not even
Dude,
French.
the brother buff has been...
Care. Because on my next slide, you're going to say, you know,
what is this? What is
and
this?
Say hello to France, because that is the way.
Are you telling me, what is this? Are you telling me Screamer and Nivera are giving up on their Belgian heritage?
Next slide. This man, as we were talking, you know, he's IGLing, he's won tops. It's a big reason why this should be the one and only team. Some people do not understand his methods, his ways.
Me? I don't understand.
Because with time, he will teach us all a lesson, and we'll be here to listen and learn. Next slide.
Dude, I really want to learn. I really want to learn.
All the 3 teammates besides his brother.
I really want to learn.
On the way. Look at XMS. With that Heretics jersey, they have all the information. But again,
how have they got a picture?
Has seen the light.
Oh my god.
And not only that, they don't even consider Vitality an opponent.
Wait, why have they got MW0?
You know, the bad people in this case. They only have
why have they got MW0?
Enemy.
What is this?
If you see this man, just run away. Okay? All I want to say
this is slander.
We smash those bees. We don't care because Keiko is the best.
We smash those bees?
Thank you very much for your time.
I'm not a bee, I'm an egg.
Wow. I mean, having French players, I don't know. I'm kind of sold on that one.
That is slander. That is defamation. Oh, because of the Hornets. Oh, because Vitality are Hornets. I see. I get it.
But before we get to that,
okay,
let's go behind the scenes and take a sneak peek for what Karmine Corp have been getting up to.
What have Karmine Corp been getting up to?
Bienvenue dans le Berlin International Gaming.
Why did the subtitle just say look at that, a flat?
La salle à manger. Là on mange, on se réunit tous les soirs après le stool pour ceux qui viennent. Alors ici je vous présente le plat du jour. Ouh là là, c'est ça que tu me dis toi, des cuisses de poulet comme ça.
That's not a flan either. I'm looking for the flan. Where's the flan?
Des gnocchis avec une belle sauce.
I mean, looks great.
Regarde-moi ça.
There it is.
Un petit flan comme ça.
Look at that, a flan. But they put the subtitle at the beginning of the video.
Vous avez le salon. Alors ici on se pose, on regarde les matchs, que ce soit LOL, Valorant, peu importe, on se pose.
You should probably be watching Valorant.
On se pose sur les canapés. Là c'est la cuisine. Alors vous avez des machines à laver aussi si jamais il y a des gens qui veulent laver parce qu'il y a des gens de BIC qui vivent ici. De petits micro-ondes four, voilà, des petits ustensiles par-ci par-là. Après ici, on a douche, toilette, tout ce que vous voulez. Après le salon, la salle à manger.
The bathroom tour is an extremely based vlog content.
Là où ça se passe. Et après là, vous avez notre salle à nous.
Getting some natural light in there. I like it.
Avec Aziz numéro 1. Assalamu alaikum. Ça va. Là, il y a Aziz numéro 2. Assalamu alaikum.
Wait a second. Chat, we're going to pause this for a second here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Is he playing League of Legends instead of Valorant? I don't play League, so I don't really see this. Is that League? I mean, it's his time off. He can do what he wants with it, right? They're not scrimming, but that's quite funny.
Donc là, j'ai allumé la lumière. Donc ici, à la petite croix au sol, tu vois, tu poses. Tu fais devant ici, hop, change de position.
Yeah, maybe he's just installed League of Legends so that he can have the Blitz app, and he'll use the Blitz app to learn Cypher setups. Oh, he's not even playing Cypher anymore. That's just a cheap joke at XMS's expense. Maybe he'll learn his Cypher. Maybe he'll learn his smoke setups for Ascent.
Bienvenue dans notre maison. Là, on est accueillis par Big pendant 3 mois durant la saison. Et on se dit à la prochaine. Hein. Bisous à tous.
Okay, vibey.
I'm gonna let you have this one, Vincent. Yes, that was.
All right, let me.
Last week, if I'm not mistaken, that was a 13-5,
Wait a second.
Vitality.
Okay.
It's actually,
So Vitality got rid of Pearl. Karmine Corp picked Ascent.
They have been banning 4 out of 5 times so far.
Vitality went to split. I think that's fine. Why would Vitality allow Lotus to be the final map here, though?
And now we end on Lotus.
I mean,
Dude, how has the map pool been fucked so badly by both teams? I think this is fine. This is fine. This is what the fuck. This is fine. This is what the fuck, honestly, because why would you not try to get rid of Fracture and get Icebox and Lotus as the decider? And this is also what the fuck. Why do you want to end on Lotus, which has actually been a decent map for Karmine? To be honest, though, this should just be an easy clap 2-0, shouldn't it? I mean, Karmine Corp's Ascent looked awful. Absolutely awful. They can't pick the triple initiator again. They can't pick the triple initiator again. They just can't.
that's a big part of it.
If they pick triple initiator again, and they have Cypher as well, and XMS is double smoking mid every time on attack, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna scream and become just a whimpering, gibbering ball of flubber by the time it gets to the Americas games.
Because it's kind of a blind pick to do this against Vitality. There's some other maps where you have those.
If they have Scream on Jet, and XMS has learned how to play smokes, and they play with a bit of tempo, and they play.
I just want you to know.
I don't know. Even then, the game plan just looked so awful.
I think you should gift me a sub to Super for my undying loyalty.
I don't think I will, but thank you very much. I appreciate that, crack babe.
We have to say triple. It is Breach, it is Phase.
Okay, let me
kind of mental
lower the volume here just a little bit, though. I'll tell you about the battle lines, because the Karmine Corp fans have changed the battle lines, right? I initially said some shit on Plat Chat about how they were trolling, and then they got up in my mentions, yada yada, you know, flooded my Twitter with shit, you know, feed a poot in the fucking DMs and stuff. And then after that, I've gone on an absolute rampage. It must be said. I've attacked back with, you know, maybe not the right proportional amount of vitriol there. Tuchang, thank you for the prime. But after the Liquid game, I was, you know, messing around on my phone, just hanging out with my family, and I get a buzz on my phone. And I'm like, hey, that's a bit strange. I don't normally have all of my push notifications sent to my phone. I pull my phone up and I see...
Oh boy, it's time for KC Smiley Face.
I see someone's trying to log into your Microsoft account. And I'm like, oh, well, that's weird. I haven't logged into my Microsoft account today. And it says, someone from Belgium wants you to approve their request to log into your Microsoft account. I was like, wait a second. So there is a chance that it's just a random coincidence that someone from Belgium is trying to get into my Microsoft account. Or there's a chance that the Karmine Corp fans are trying to break in. And Navarro or Screamer accessing the mainframe. So that was very funny. I saw that and I said to Beth, I think the Karmine Corp fans are trying to hack my Microsoft account. And she said, what? And then I realized that she doesn't watch my stream and didn't really understand what was going on. She said, should I be worried? And I said, no, probably not.
I mean, it's coming. It might just be today,
So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. They need your password to get to that notification? Yeah, I was a little concerned about that. But I think they might be able to, like, I don't know, can they reset the password or something a different way? I don't know. But yeah, someone from Belgium, or someone using a VPN to make it look like they're from Belgium, I don't know, was trying to get into one of my accounts this week. Bro, please no. I just want to watch the fucking awesome game of Valorant. Okay. Surely my download will allow me to watch the game. Wait, what is Karmine Corp's walkout music? Something about being false idols? Or they're slaying false idols or something?
Redemption for K-Corp. It has to start today.
Or we are the psychos?
Earlier, but similarly,
I thought they said false idols.
Able to pick up a win here, and they go another week and losing. Their chances of playoffs is just dwindling by the second.
Yeah, exactly, because they still have to go against the heavy.
All right, 5 minutes for the Gamba. 5 minutes for the predictions, chat. The first map is Ascent. I mean, you'll see the agent select in a second. But unless they've changed the agent select dramatically, this would be ridiculous.
It wasn't the case, but still, it's not too late for them.
Dude, their round. Do you mean the round on Ascent? I mean, the round on Ascent where they smoked themselves off was fucking bonkers. All right, here it is. We're looking at Karmine Corp here. What are they going to be running? It's Ascent. We had XMS on Omen last time. Oh, we've got Nuzera on Sky. This is already different. Nivera's playing Smokes. Wait a second. Scream on Jet. Wait a second. Wait a second. Harbor as well. From... Oh, no. XMS is playing the... All right. Oh, yeah. What am I talking about? Harbor. What the fuck am I talking about? Nivera's already on Smokes. All right. So they've got double Smoke set up with the Jet, with the Sky. So they should have just copied Loud. So they are finally just giving up on their version of Valorant, and they are deciding to copy a top team. Holy shit. Holy shit. They've gone from 3 initiators to 1 initiator. Having said that, though, Nuzera does not look that comfortable in an aggressive initiator role, and also his fragging is pretty poor. So the way that this comp normally works is that Scream's going to be the first one in, and Nuzera's going to be the second one in, or sometimes it's going to be Nivera. I think Nivera needs to be playing pretty aggressive on this comp, because if he isn't, a lot of it's going to come down to Nuzera, and I don't have faith in him to be able to carry it through. I'm really interested to see what Shin does, what walls they're throwing. They're going to be starting on the attack side here. So, yeah, you're looking for Viper Orb being placed in mid. You're looking for attacking wall being placed towards B, probably. Although some teams have tried an attacking wall on A a little bit, too. But, I mean, if Karmine Corp just copy what other teams have done, because there's been some EMEA teams that have run this, you know, Hoodie, it wasn't exactly the same thing that Giants were running, but, you know, some teams have run the Viper and some teams have run this exact same comp. If they just copy what they're doing and Scream can get the Jet differential, Karmine Corp could actually win this. But I just have no faith in them because they've previously been so bad. I think another thing to keep track of, too, is XMS's setups on Cypher were awful. So he must... I mean, Killjoy is so fucking easy. Killjoy is so easy. He must have some normal Killjoy setups. On the other side of things, I mean, it's a fairly standard composition, I suppose, from Vitality. It's just that Bone Cold is playing the Fade instead of the Sova.
I see where you're coming from, and it's a bit of a surprise for Vitality.
Shin first round Sheriff only buy coming? No. Well, actually, I wouldn't even be mad about that. Shin on Viper, first round Sheriff buy on the attack side. I'm not mad about that. Actually, I suppose it is a bit troll on this map in particular because you need the Viper Orb for mid. But depending on where they go, depending on if they want to do like a hard B or a hard A or something, I could see that still working.
100%.
I mean, listen, I want to believe you.
Now, having said all of this, this composition that Loud ran on on Ascent is still not considered the meta for Ascent, right? So Karmine Corp are still playing an off-meta comp, but at least they're copying somebody else. At least they have a game plan to, like, you know, a template to work from. And at least they're going to scale off the utility because Scream's playing Jet. So I would hope a lot of it has been solved. Today is the start of the redemption arc for Karmine Corp, says Daddy XXL. Well, I hope your hot take's correct. I hope it is. You seem so excited to see Karmine Corp succeed. I am! That's the thing. People frame me as this, like, malicious, maleficent entity that just wants to prey on the downfall of France and Belgium. It's not true. I said this team was going to be trolling, but I actually, after lock-in, said that I think they could still make playoffs and might even make Tokyo because their mistakes were so obvious, they were surely going to fix them quickly. Surely, right? They're surely going to fix them quickly. Surely. And then they just haven't, and they've been going backwards. So at this point, I'm gagging for some improvement. I'm gagging. I'm thirsting for some improvement.
I'll be your friend for this series, though, Tom. We're in for a bit of a game.
All right.
Just I'm back to hating you again.
Okie dokie. Des and Tom, are you ready to have your minds melted?
Oh, God!
Hey, Bidaki, thank you for the 3 quid.
I just nutted!
Why is everyone doubting NRG being third, fourth? They had an amazing lock-in showing, being eaches from beating Loud, the second place team, then had one bad map against Lev, then looked RLLY good against Sen.
Yeah, I think they're a good team. I think the reason that people are doubting them being third is because there's 3 other really good teams in Americas. But to me, they're obviously minimum fourth in Americas.
Instead, they've gone for
oh, not third to fourth, third to first? Well, I think the thing just comes down to other teams being incredibly good. I mean, Furia look a lot better than they have done in the past, and Leviathan and Loud are both teams that have beaten NRG. So, all right, so let's have a look. So, attack side, Karmine Corp playing a 1-4 setup to begin with. What does their pistol round buy look like here? So, Shin has got his orb, and he's got a snake bite. Nivera's got 2 smokes. Nivera's actually smoked mid off the beginning here. And then they've put an alarm bot inside of it too. They chose not to break the alarm bot, and Twistin did the kill immediately. Is that a bad smoke that they've thrown? So when you do the mid smoke like this, you actually, it's one of the only smokes in the game where you need to give a lot of room in front of it. I'm drawing it exaggerated here, in front, so that this angle is cut off.
With such a disadvantage, it's going to be tough.
And I thought it was good, but Twistin got the angle immediately, and I don't think he spanned through smoke, so I think it must have been a bad smoke from Nivera. Nivera putting down a one-way over towards door. I like that. I just don't see how they win this in the 2v5. They just don't have enough people covering different sides. All right, let's quickly go back and take a look at that smoke as well, because I don't want to shit on Nivera if that wasn't his fault. Yep, it was his fault. Yeah, so look how this smoke is, it's too flush. Normally you want to be putting your smokes flush like that, but with this archway it doesn't get covered if you do that. So you have to push it down further into mid.
It gives him opportunities to play that operator. I think
so yeah, just bad smoke from Nivera. He wasn't playing smokes last time either. Hopefully he realizes that that was a bad smoke and throws it better next time.
The lack of that second initiator. Like we've seen
yeah, it's actually a pretty big mistake that a lot of people do in ranked games as well. If you're a smoke player and you play Omen on this map, like if you're smoking, you know, like CT or something, yeah, make it flush market. But when you're smoking mid, you need to leave like a little bit out. Not as much as I've drawn it. I'm trying to exaggerate it, but you need to leave a little bit out so that angle's blocked. And that's the kind of thing that pro players should all know. But, you know, Karmine Corp are juggling around the roles so much that it's maybe getting left by the wayside. Haven't looked at whose smoke this is. Okay, this is Nivera's. He smoked badly again there, I think. They haven't bought... I mean, Scream's bought light armor here with the Sheriff. But I think he should be fine because he's playing Jet. So you can get away with that shit. Your utility's really not that expensive.
Now they've got to get this push through and try and force away the 2 players that are on site.
The literal, like... It's not that buying light armor Sheriff is a terrible idea. It's that buying it is a terrible idea if you don't have enough to buy the next round as well.
Although some of the players of Vitality are very quick to get into position.
I mean, we could see some Sheriff magic here, maybe, from some of these players. But otherwise, it should be a fairly clean retake from Vitality. Nice. Well played. Oh my god, and Twiston just kills Nuzera instantly too. Twiston's building up towards his ultimate. He's 2 away now from his ult being online, which is going to be pretty big for them. They saved 3 Bulldogs and a Vandal into this round.
I think that was more of a blip rather than any questions being called in of the ability.
And looking at the utility on the other side, well, I didn't get to see all of the util there, but there's no way Scream's coming into the next round without a smoke, right?
Like KC have managed to balance out any economy. This will be a full purchase coming through.
Turn off the chat, move the chat. Oh yeah, I moved it somewhere else previously, didn't I? But I can't remember where I moved it.
Rifles coming in. So for this Logitech G power-up round, KC kind of have to be careful. They don't want to...
Scream has no smokes in this round. What the fuck is wrong with... Dude, I'm trying so hard not to mold, but when this man is buying full armor instead of any smokes, playing attack-sided Jet, it is fucking difficult. It is difficult. It's stressing me. It's getting to the core of my belief system, and he's ruining it. He's dismantling it. Nevera has also bought full armor instead of 2 TPs. TPing in on Omen when you're doing AXX is like the whole way that fucking AXX work in the meta right now. By playing aggressive with your Jet and with your Omen, then literally not going to be able to end A unless they go completely through mid here. Also, this wall in mid. Why are they doing this wall in mid instead of putting a smoke here that they can put down? I mean, I don't think that smoke is useful. I don't think that wall is useful. Shin's been pushed away over here. They are going for an A pivot. Scream doesn't have any smokes to try and stop getting one-wayed. He also doesn't have any smokes to get past Twiston. He somehow... Holy fuck, that's awful. Holy fucking shit, that's bad. Oh my god, he doesn't have a smoke to get through the one-way, which would have been amazing. He doesn't have a smoke to get past Twiston, and then he pops his dash and dashes back onto the angle that Twiston is watching that hasn't been smoked. I mean, also, where's Nevera's smokes in that situation?
He's going to get them positioning back in towards this A site. 15 seconds left on the clock, plenty of time for them to get in, and he's even going to...
Nevera's bailing them out of this with that kill towards the end.
From Karmine Corp, not overstepping the mark, baiting those
Hello, Mr. Streamer, I see the molding has begun.
Yeah, the molding has begun. It's going to be an expensive bonus round, but I don't think Boncole's got a great chance of being able to actually win this. But it's expensive because all of these players have been knocked down to low armor, and they all love rebuying full armor. And Operator online with no armor? Glass Cannon Operator coming out round 4.
When it comes to ACS.
I think especially now Scream going back.
Getting Nevera active on this attack side is going to be extremely important though, chat. And that's why I think not buying the TPs is even more troll. But okay, they're all good now. Shin's taken...
I think maybe those numbers are going to take a hit.
Shin's taken light armor Bulldog here.
We've seen it already with Kellogg's having a pretty rough
the TP play from Nevera
up
top, and Twiston gets flashed out.
It's going to force back that initial
I don't really understand what Shin is using his... I mean, Shin's just got destroyed over there. That one-way isn't a real one-way. It's like a fake one-way from Destrian. That's so cool, but I don't have time to talk about it, I don't think. But they put the one-way, like, closer to... They put the one-way closer to the right from our minimap perspective that allows you to swing through it as the defenders. Normally you want it to kind of hang towards the you know, as far away as possible, really. Also, what the hell is this wall mid, and what is Shin using his orb for? Oh, Shin's orb is here. So Shin is using his Viper orb to threaten like they could cross to the other side, when they could just have their Omen TP there anyway, and they could have a Viper orb mid. I don't know why they're trying to reinvent the meta, to be honest, on this map, but this Viper wall mid looks shit. It really does. I suppose... Wait a second, maybe this is still winnable. I suppose it also walls off Cat, right? So you can use it for some mid control. You can use it for some mid control, and then you can also use it to try and take market control too. It's not that bad, to be honest. It really isn't that bad.
with the stack.
I think if Shin was Viper orbing here, and they had this wall up as well,
I am surprised. Like,
I think this is fine. I think the big issue is I don't think they're getting any value from using Shin's orb here.
Into trying to stop those players rotating, sat on the lurk, like doesn't even check as he walks around the corner.
I mean, Nevera's in a weird position there because the Viper isn't alive, so they don't have a wall, and so he has to look at 2 different positions. But they're definitely trending much more towards this wall than the Loud wall, which is more like that. But it also means that they're not getting good B main control off here. So they're not getting good B main control, and they're also not getting good A main control either. Twist and peeks mid. Ego's the Viper wall. This Viper wall, it is easy for people to flash or push through here on the defense side.
And he's going to be
But it's also, it does still have some uses.
To mention with only having that solo initiator is you don't have a lot of info as to where he currently is. A lot of the time you're going to see early Sova darts being...
God, their economy has just been in a rough position here. Nuzera's going to flash through. They're making it seem like Sender is not playing market. Vitality are baiting for Sender to get kills here. Karmine Corp have not really had a main control. Did Destrian see that? Oh my god, Destrian's just stood in this forever. Oh, this is so weird. Karmine Corp are very, very slow to get in though again. And Destrian gets 2 out of that. Pretty ridiculous. He got 3. He managed to kill Shin as well.
I do. The great supportive utility, but even still, he basically just...
After straight up standing in a molly... But this is the same problem that Karmine Corp were having before, where they don't push quickly enough. They're very, very slow to take space. Destrian was punishable, you know, for a good 10 seconds there in the round. And that was a force buy from Karmine Corp, so now they're down to... Oh, okay. Screamer's bought full armor Sheriff this round, which looks a bit troll, but he's 1 away from his knives, so it's actually not bad at all. But if you're going to do this, why wouldn't you just buy a proper weapon? You could just force here if you Scream.
It's just being boosted. They've run all the way up, and it's just looking like a slaughter.
They don't have B main control, and this is the first round. Not the first round, but this round they're going for this B wall. And I think here, Karmine Corp are probably running into a pretty common mistake that a lot of ranked people make on maps like Icebox, for example, where they have a couple of different walls. They have this wall, they have this wall. Maybe they even have an A wall. But their walls are giving away where they're trending towards, right? Like, they've been running this wall, and they've been mostly trying to create some mid pressure and some cat pressure. And then when they go back to the B wall, these players get in front of it, and they're all over towards B. So,
into the subscribers.
No, I like this wall. Don't get me wrong. I like the wall. This wall, Loud run it a lot. It's a fairly decent wall. I don't think it's the best in the world, but it does help the attackers take some B control, and it also helps them like threaten like they're walking into B as well. What I'm saying is that by swapping, so the way that Loud run this most of the time is they just put this wall down. Like almost every time they just put this wall. And what that means is you don't know when it's real and when it's a threat. But I think because Karmine Corp have been using this wall for
15 seconds left.
4 out of 6 of the rounds, I think. When they go back to the B wall, that definitely felt like Vitality got a read off that and pushed out and got the kills.
He basically has to just die at this point. A spike plant
they could leave Nevera alive. I mean, they're not going to.
And what, it'll be 1 kill at least, a little bit of damage on.
So I'm not saying the wall is bad. I'm just saying that they're maybe gonna make it too obvious to Vitality where they're trying to play. Alright, so now Karmine Corp have finally got themselves into a decent economical state. It looks like they're going to buy an operator here too. Sorry, I'm just going to go back a little bit here so that we can take a look at this. So it looks like Nevera is going to pick up the operator. Screamer has light armor rifle. He still has his jet knives to rely on, but they can use that on an eco round as well. So he's not getting punished. You know, the light armor is just as good as the full armor, really. But I'm very interested in this Nevera op. I don't know where he's going to be bringing this.
go for these sort of set executes.
Nevera's very good at opping, but on their attack half, where do you really want to take this? Like, I think it would be a great idea if Nevera was opping down mid and they had Shin's Viper Orb there, so, and then they could drop the Shin Orb and it would give Nevera some decent opportunities to punish Vitality players that might be, you know, hiding behind the safety of the Orb or something. But I think one of the big problems here is that they've just never had good B main or A main control.
We can get back into the rhythm that we want over on this attack side.
They've not dogged the whole game. Surely that's not true.
You plan to stop Twiston.
I haven't really been paying attention to it, but surely that can't be true.
Yeah, a lot of it for me is the kind of selective aggression coming out from Vitality, right? We're not seeing them kind of go charging into KC head first because I think, like you said, they've read the card.
They have?
They know the
okay.
They know
I mean, I'm sure the person in chat was exaggerating, but...
So in their response here, they're saying,
so,
can you get a little bit closer?
Jet down mid here, and Nevera has smoked deeper mid. He's going to teleport up on the box, and then he's going to off. So, he's kind of smoked himself off here, and now he's trying to push forwards on his own with an op in his hand, and their Jet can push through the smoke because they have dash. It's just so much worse than using Shin's Orb. I don't understand how Karmine Corp are so bad at copying other people's strats. I don't get it. They just don't understand how it works. They're also using the, like, they're using the wall and the, I don't even know really what the smoke is supposed to be doing here from Shin, but they're using the wall to fake like they're going out on B, and then they're making a lot of noise as they go through the choke. Like, the whole point of this wall is that you're supposed to be able to, like, slowly contact your way out, looking towards market, get out behind the wall, and then explode. And instead, they just give away that it's a B hit so much after Nevera dies instantly in mid.
The lockdown because they don't have it anymore.
That is ludicrous as well, isn't it? A timeout for Nevera to buy an op and walk down mid. It's just, the way that they play makes absolutely no sense. They need to save, by the way, here, and they're gonna die. They could have saved with 3 players alive. They could have saved, and they've just lost all 5 of their players.
Bring in another initiator. I think right now they're being caught by every single piece of aggression that comes out. They're unable to clear mid. A lot of the time, that's where Sova utility comes through. They're very valuable in not only just destroying utility that's there, but also just darting up the operator player. Because that's the thing.
Vitality had a very good response to that B hit, though.
It's literally just, we have to shoot this guy down.
I mean, Sender's setup melted Scream. The rotates came through instantly. They weren't worried about a mid flank. Let's just take a moment here, too, to think about what the game plan even was on that round. Was Nevera supposed to be a lurking backstab opper? What was the game plan? They had 4 players in B main trying to push B main, and Nevera had an op in mid. What's the game plan? What is the strat that they've called at the beginning? I'm not talking about, like, wait, he used an exploit? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I think as well what's making it tougher is the counter utility that's coming out from Vitality, as always, is fantastic. The timing on it is beautiful as well. And
what are you talking about?
I always think with a team like Vitality is...
Opt to kill the market rotators, I guess. But he smoked. I mean, maybe they were planning to go a lot slower until Nevera died. But he smoked, and so, you know, he smoked himself off from even holding the market rotators.
Well, the last time they played
Turret
it
bug?
was versus Lampersan.
French illegal molly?
I don't really blame you. It was a mixed team that was...
down from utility onto a clump group of players, just nets them so many.
He was waiting for that pick for the first 25.
I mean, it just looks like a double lane setup, doesn't it?
Finally drops down from his perch, and it's a free kill for Twiston.
Seeker's coming out now. That tells you all you need to know that the engagement is coming in. Scream straight in there, nice and aggressive. But Bone Cold is already out of dodge.
Nothing weird that I can see.
Fortunately, right now, he is struggling. And I have to be brutally honest, I haven't seen any real value from their Viper just yet. So I want to know what the ideas were on this attack side for that Viper to give them something. Because, well, either he's put the screen down and someone's pushed through it.
So they're going back to their mid wall that they've been really favoring.
Unless you think and bounce things back, because being dead honest with you, Tom, I think everyone was still waiting to see the value.
So Twiston has been egoing this quite a lot. This smoke is bad again in mid.
Got the right idea as well with the spray coming through. You know that they expect someone might be hanging around trees.
At least it looks like it.
Moved himself between arches and around tree side for the longest of times. They're up nice and close, and my God, that must have gone right under his armpit. Didn't quite connect onto the player.
They've pushed through. They're actually trying to use their Viper Wall in mid here. Sender's got to stop 2 players in mid here. Like this fight in mid.
Almost an opener.
Are they actually going to use the wall?
His Scream has his Blade Storm activated. They are going to clear the spot, but
that is atrocious. Is this the reason that Scream hasn't been playing Duelist? Is that he's forgotten how?
I don't think caught anybody.
What am I watching?
Just not winning any of the battles. Finally, Shin managed to get himself on the board.
I think he's lost all of his confidence or something. I don't really get it. You would never see old Scream fucking that up that bad.
It's a 2v3, but they are still playing.
What has happened?
And Bone Cold's fallen back to the site. There's also a wraparound coming in as well. He's going to try and make this awkward.
That is ridiculous.
That kill and eventually Vitality recover. Got a little bit shaky.
He peeked the corner with like a bad peek where he always intended to walk backwards, and then he re-swings. His aim is nowhere near, and he just whiffs the right click completely, kind of down into the left of the body. That is so rough.
We've got the op back on side again. Navira is bringing it along. He has dropped
Sender's kind of, you know, like AD spraying because he's a bit panicked and just wants to pre-fire, but still, I mean, it's not like if Scream had hit the shot, he would have got the kill. Yeah, they haven't been trolling their economy. Nevera is opping again, and now he's actually TP'd across. So Karmine have not done this at any point. It's like the most basic way of taking A main. You just TP your Omen there, and you can double face down into A main. It's very standard. They haven't done it at all, and so Vitality weren't expecting it, and they died. But it's a good start to the round. I think now they can go for a very standard A exec here.
My one worry for them,
attack a lockdown, but they're not. They haven't got onto the A angle at all. All right, they're dogging in. They're slow as fuck. They're still in the choke point here. Okay, Nevera gets one.
Are top 2
They're so far back, but they're actually holding Heaven, so it's not as bad as it looks. But now Shin's dead. This is what's good about holding Heaven so heavily. When you try to swing as a Heaven player to help your players that are anchoring, you end up facing into the, well, in this case the AWP, but also multiple players. So that isn't as bad as it looks, to be honest, but it's still very, very slow. Very slow. You want to be trying to get into the site usually when there's still about 4 seconds left on the lockdown. And one of the most important parts of fighting Ascent A is getting posted on the A main angle, the way that Nevera is here. But the thing is, when Destrian's dead, there's no smokes to stop you from posting A main. So hit the fucking lockdown, flash the corner, and get 2 or 3 players posted A main. That should be done immediately. Immediately. And then from there, you wait a little bit, you make sure that Heaven's completely held, and then you start scaling into the site when there's like 4 seconds left on the lockdown. All right, so this is they're smoking both sides off here, like they were doing when XMS was playing the smokes. It's a bad smoke fucking again from Nevera in mid, but they're not wasting both of Nevera's smokes because they have Shin's orb over towards Cat.
More passive positions. They're wanting to try and not allow for this build-up play on the side of KC.
These players are leaving A main right now, though. They had A main control, and now all 3 of them are leaving. And I don't really understand why. Nanaswarm doesn't clear that corner out. Still a 2-player trap. They might just completely get minced by this trap play. No, they go 1 for 1. Not bad. Destrian needs to get out here. He should be teleporting away. Oh, that's so over-aggressive from Destrian, but he still gets it. I think Destrian should be TPing back at that point. Throw your paranoia, slow them down, but he's just playing aggressive and gets 3 out of it, so... who am I to complain?
Those 2 are coming together so well in the middle of the map as well. just constantly collecting kills.
By the way, when there's two players over here and you're doing an A split, your A main players should be fast reacting into the site. And it's still very slow from Karmine Corp, but they have got there eventually. Navera gets in, Navera gets the spike. Ah, Shin goes down, and Navera also gets caught with the ult cancel. Bone Cold just ran into the site.
Slammed the door in their faces.
Yeah, unfortunately, they lost the spike on shore. But the expectation there is from Karmine Corp that someone's going to sit on the spike. You go, okay, spike is here. We'll hold on to that. But I think you just had Vitality make that realization of, okay, he's got from the shadows. The only way they win this round is if he teleports.
It's a huge round from Destrian. I mean, he's just spamming into the pit to kill Shin. And I think Destrian often gets punished there, refighting Catwalk. But he hits his shots, so he gets away with it. And it just makes things look even worse for Karmine Corp. What the fuck? Destrian's pushing out here with a flash. Dude, Destrian's playing like a maniac because he knows he can get away with it here. This play where you TP into your one-way is sick if you combo it with a Haunt, like a Haunt up here or a Sova dart back here. Like, you can get some really good kills through the smoke like that. But Destrian was pushing it off the back of a flash. And Molsey was going to... Oh my god. Oh my god, I thought Scream was going to... I think Scream was about to die to the KO molly there.
He is just always there as well, jump peeking for the information, knows that they've lost tree control, and the push is coming in. XMS goes down as once again you have Sender pushing up through.
By the way, this was a force round from Karmine Corp. They had to make a bit of a difficult decision. They're on a massive loss bonus, so Scream's still going to be able to buy, Navera's still going to be able to buy, but the others are not really. It's going to be like Light Armor Bulldog or something.
Just one more round to play.
Yeah, and it's a bad sign again for Karmine Corp when the map that you're choosing just doesn't seem to go your way. I think that's the main...
Why do Karmine Corp just decide to pick a map for a couple of weeks that they suck on to pick? Why did they go split twice and lose 13-2? And why did they go Ascent multiple times and get obliterated there too? Why don't they pick maps that they look good at? Maybe their scrims, they're just getting rolled on Lotus and Pearl. But from what we've seen in matches, their Lotus and Pearl looked like their best too. Because they suck on every map? I mean, that might be why, yeah. That might be why. Have they just used their last timeout? Yeah, this is their second timeout, isn't it? I mean, they've lost. Unless they... I mean, what? They need to win this round, win pistol, and then have a really good defense side. The map is defense-sided, but fuck me, they look lost. The Metal Militia, thank you for the prime. Why would you use a timeout for the last round of the half? Especially when they've got a bad buy for it, too. They've got like some kind of wonky force buy. It's very broken.
Maybe this can turn on its head. I don't mind them taking a pause here. I think it's
why are you not casting? Because this is EMEA, and I'm working Americas this year.
Get things rolling a little bit.
And I will be casting Americas. I'm in LA right now. They picked split 3 times. Good fucking God help them. Alright, so the buy just looks... I mean, what the fuck is this?
I think they've had that realization of, we can win this. How many Odins have they bought in this round? There's 2, and then 1 on the floor.
And the up on side as well, so it's far from a rifle round for them at this stage, but it is a very
heavy the extra cash.
Look, I mean, why not? He's literally being able to cycle through 3 different weapons here. Sunny Show want them based on what the situation.
Surely light armor Spectre is better than full armor Sheriff, isn't it?
Bite them. If they somehow manage to kill him off, it's going to be a huge upgrade of weaponry for the players on the other side.
Ridiculous.
Oh, timing. They're going to hear the reload. It's not being watched. Free kill for Scream. He's actually going to get a double.
Nice, and they can react quickly now. They've taken down both of these players. Scream's going to close the door. He's completely alone.
A little bit just for a rotation to come in before going for the plant. But they will get into an
God, his players are slow to come and help him.
Best spots we've seen KC in.
Scream's just decided to win this round on his own. New Zera could try and flash in heaven here. I would love it if they went for that. Oh, they need to... Oh, yeah. I messed up. I didn't realize that Sender was going to use his lockdown. They should fight this. I would like to see them fight that. They can break the door. They have a player over here as well. They could be set up really nicely to fight that. Now Scream's just not going to be in a great position to win the round. Yeah, I mean, they've just stuck it. They just gave him a jet smoke and they just suck it. To be honest, I I don't mind the idea. If Sender's going to use his ultimate, his lockdown on Heaven like that, flashing the Jet up top and trying to double push Heaven might have been a good idea with Scream. But especially when you have one player catwalk and they use the lockdown tree and you have 2 players on site, breaking the... Like, Nuzera breaks the door and then flashes Scream in. And then, you know, XMS pinches from here and Scream pinches from here. I think that's your only chance of winning that round.
It's the constant flank plays that are coming in. It's Sender up through mid. It's Destrian pushing on one side. It's Twiston with the op.
Once again, I mean, this is one of the first maps where I feel like Shin has had no value. Normally Shin is pretty good with how he's using his utility, and his fragging's good too, but I just haven't even seen value from Shin. Scream's been playing terribly compared to what we've seen in the past from him playing Jet. Nuzera's utility is almost non-existent. They have no real game plan of how they're going to take the extremities of the map.
32 months of pain and
they're reinventing the meta when, in terms of where they're using their Viper utility and like how they're taking mid and how they're taking A main with it. Nivera's still open in really stupid spots. It's like his team looks unhelpable.
And as the half went on, you could just see Vitality getting more and more confident, more and more cheeky, and just the map control just
skip the break.
From KC.
I can't skip the break. I'm live.
Now, compositionally going into the second half,
surely they haven't scrimmed this comp extensively, so everyone looks bad. If you haven't scrimmed the comp extensively, don't pick the map. Pick Lotus.
Was built for Karmine Corp. My worry is I don't know if they have. Also, the other side of things, there's a lot of execute presence that you can have when it comes to
where can I move the
I'm not sitting
chat?
Here looking at like, oh, they gambled everything.
Can I move the chat like the other side or something?
No, I think they can definitely pull this off.
Can I move it like up here or some shit?
2 hours to a game of Valorant, you got to be able to deliver in both.
Is that better?
Back to that point I made a couple of rounds ago. You know, 2 rounds being won by KC, one off the back of a big.
I'll try and adjust it in a sec. But I mean, this map's over, chat. Karmine Corp might make a bit of a fake comeback happen because the attacking side is more difficult on Ascent. If Karmine Corp can win the pistol, then you might see this, you know, a couple of rounds going towards Karmine Corp after that as well. But it's not going to be a real comeback. They ain't winning this. They ain't winning this.
And then basically just playing off of it, using it to segment some of the battles.
They ain't winning this.
The difference, though, is I quite like that in combination with a Sova, like being able to put the util through it, and you could potentially get some free kills. I want to see if they're going to try and combo it with the Sky, and for now, at least, it seems like
Scream's got a Sheriff to start out here.
Out of middle.
That re-swing there, Scream.
They got the alarm bot. Deep cat.
Kind of bait them into a false sense of security. Could get nothing away with it. Dipped himself away. Really trying to hold them at bay here.
Good pre-fire angle. Sender gets one. Twiston is so unbelievably mega deep.
Scream pulls down elsewhere.
And they haven't won the pistol. It's all over.
The great tap coming in, but it's simply not enough. As said, sometimes it just comes down to that gun skill, and Vitality have got it in spades in this game.
Spike planted.
This is a GG for sure.
There's a
very
few
G.
players. That's really the only saving grace, but Destrian still full HP and XMS.
No, not even a fake comeback.
Find out where some of these players are. Doesn't even know there's a flank. Nice shot. At least
Destrian's
it gives him an opportunity.
got 125 health though, so I don't think this is winnable. Even if he hits a headshot. Yeah, that's the thing.
A headshot connected. A chance for I didn't want to see that.
Uh-oh.
It's okay.
After XMS actually hits the shot, the headshot on Destrian while he's jumping, that then becomes pretty fucking winnable. I mean, if he just looked down and hit the shot, Twiston would have died in like 1 or 2 bullets.
And he just runs spawn. Like, he just runs spawn and kills Scream. Like, it seems like Scream had some awareness of it, but...
Yeah, they looked like they had no idea that they could be pushed by Twiston. That is a very silly way to end the round.
Hey, they're having a good time.
Yeah, Twiston's pathing was a bit bonkers. Karmine Corp don't force. They're 11-2 down. They don't force.
Bit of a spread coming out to start things off from Vitality. A couple out towards B main, but it's
Shin using his wall in A main.
And if they know that we've got, I think they have an idea that it's at the
to
back
get into
Y.
I
don't think at this point Shin's fooling anyone.
No, I think if you put up that Viper screen, there's going to be the assumption that somebody could be in towards Y. I think if they don't,
the Viper wall,
very surprised.
He goes for the swing off the altar. Now he's going to try and get out.
They're just going to spam straight through. Not the greatest exit strategy in the world, but again, it's only pistols here.
Navera tried to smoke him out as well.
Shut down that aggression.
I'd rather teams get creative in
God.
the second round as well, and you know that you're down on guns against the other side.
What does this wall looks pretty shit to me. I mean, I think Shin might be able to fire Viper snake bites or something on this side of it, but it doesn't really let you control this angle. It stops you from doing that. And is this ever going to get used? Like, are they ever really going to be, like, pushing into mid? Maybe, but I don't think they're going to do it often. I don't think they're going to get enough value out of this.
Spike is down in a 1v3.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is.
Navera buying Light Shield Classic. I mean, they're not forcing. They get money after this round. It shouldn't be a big problem.
Basically just hoping that somebody is playing directly off the back of the smoke, but Vitality have decided, let's just play passive. We don't need to take any risks here. Timmy the turret will be the one facing, and Destrian, well, Destrian with a triple. I feel like I've said that at least like 8 times throughout this game so far.
18, 19 kills now on side, I think. Just
it is kind of interesting that Shin's got so many different walls that it's not like none of them are terrible walls. It's just whether, you know, whether they make sense for what you're doing and whether they give away to your opponents where you're going and that kind of stuff. Like, the good thing about Loud's walls is that you could just throw them every round and they never gave away what Loud were doing, and they were always able to get some level of value. This one's a pretty decent wall, I think. And it's just something that you can do fairly regularly. Makes it a bit more difficult, allows you to reclip your main a little. I think it's better than the A1. A little bit more awkward and segmented to push into the site. As said, this is where I quite like having an initiator behind it, because you can sort of get yourself. XMS has got a sensible setup. All right, Twiston's just dropped a spike for them.
So definitely makes things a bit more awkward in this round for Vitality. But of course, it's a bonus. Destrian again.
Coming around on the backstab.
Although there is a secondary backstab, and of course it's Sender.
XMS looked like he wanted to swing that.
I know he's got some numbers on the board. I think Zach currently third.
They can go back for another A. Now that they've broken this alarm bot, they can go for another A split here, and they know that there's only going to be 2 people here max, because the others, like, somebody needs to be aware of mid, and somebody needs to be anchoring B as well. Oh. Newsera just out in the open on the timing that Vitality took. And Omenult comes in. I like that from Destrian. Good spam as well from Destrian, actually, because I thought Scream might get away with that. Potentially still winnable, but Shin and XMS don't have any utility for this, so it's just really based on... Oh, Destrian's going to go for... Ah, that's cute. That's cute. Pushing Heaven without a flash, Omega Troll. Pushing Heaven with a flash depends on the timing you get, but often a really nice play.
He hasn't thrived on this Viper. I want to see him back on the initiative.
13-2. Karmine love the 13-2, don't they? Karmine love the 13-2s.
They walk into it after not playing it this year, and they win 13-2. If that's not a bad omen, I don't know what is.
Again, for me, so
but chat, it's fine. The next map is split.
Good omen, you could say.
I will never take away from KC that they tried something different, right? I know they've now tried it. I want to see it go back to how things were. But when what you've been trying so far throughout most of the stage hasn't worked, keep on flipping until you find something that starts to stick.
Yeah, I'd say...
Destrian ran over them that game. There were so many moments where Destrian was just taking fights that I think he would get punished by other teams, and he destroyed Karmine.
Vitality were playing. I think ultimately their game plan went out the window very, very quickly.
How many rounds have they won in total in the past 4 games? That's a great question.
Their bad drought of games continues. It does. I mean, Vitality at the very least are helping us catch up to our schedule after our delays earlier on today. So there's that one, boys. We'll go to a quick break.
7.
Our next map awaits.
Another 7. So that's 16 rounds in the last 5 maps. 16 rounds in 5 maps. Check the second pistol. Twiston just updrafts and dashes all the way into Dispender's spawn. You get so much space for free. Yeah. I saw it the first time. Oi, oi, oi. Bronze player here. I'm trying to watch some pro teams to get better. I've noticed that Karmine are not buying jet smokes and having their open push up mid alone with the op. Are these things I should be doing more? If you're a bronze player, those are things you're already doing. Don't worry. Ay, ay, ay. Do you think teams will just start running troll comps versus Karmine Core to hide their comps because they have no respect? I mean, if you have a specific strat cooked up, you should not be wasting it on Karmine Core. But, I mean, the... teams don't normally run troll comps. Like, teams don't usually hide their comp because they normally have, like, 1 or 2 comps per map, max. So it's not like playing triple duelist against them is a good idea. Because one, you might actually lose. Like, if you're playing a really dogshit comp, you could actually lose. But yeah. Jesus Christ.
Hey guys, it's Ye. Welcome to my course on optimal Valorant training. I'm going to be demonstrating now some angle.
Yeah. Is Karmine Core the worst team in franchising? They definitely look like it, don't they? They definitely look like it. I mean, Talon really are Omega trolling. That's definitely true. But still, the way that they're doing that is the way that Karmine Core are trolling is unfucking-believable. Yo, what's up, Super? Thank you. My mustache is sublime currently. Sublime. I'd like to see you grow this level of facial hair. By the way, Super, I am in the US currently, and my alt account is about the same rank as you.
Oh!
So if you want to play some duos sometime...
Oh, I just nutted!
I will be there for you.
So apparently Karmine Corp won exactly double the rounds in the one series against BBL than they have in the maps since. I can't tell who that reflects badly on anymore.
Honestly, they played all right in the game against BBL, but if you go back and watch my co-stream of the Karmine Core game against BBL, the way that the Karmine Core were playing was still very one-dimensional, but they had like a very set game plan. They knew, like, on Icebox, we are going to get the safest plants we can and then throw all the utility at the plant. Wow! All the utility just going straight to the plant. And BBL just couldn't figure out how to deal with that. And then on Split, they actually managed to get some like good retakes off. Their coordination looked decent too, that kind of stuff. So, but the problem is it was still really one-dimensional. It was very one-dimensional. And then it just got completely rinsed. Omni King, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Danke, danke. Dude, I can't see all of the chat messages in with this setup because my chat is a bit small, but I'll try and read them. Why do you look like the dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? I've never seen that movie before. Isn't it supposed to be fairly good? I will never beat the boosted allegations if I can't get to Ascendant by myself, but I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, true, actually, true. Super. The way, dude, honestly, Super, the way that you play Valorant is like, it's so bizarre. It's like you have, it's like you're just walking around. Actually, what it is, it's like someone's controlling you in StarCraft. It's like you walk forwards into an area, you aim at some stuff, and then you walk backwards, aim at some stuff. It's like, you know when people macro, like, when people move in like Dota and League, and they just kind of spam clicks around to like walk in one direction and then walk another and something like that. You move like you're in Overwatch and you want to constantly, be like dodging a Widowmaker that's on the other side of the map. Kaide said he moves like an AI. Yeah, it's unusual. It is unusual.
In a dominant fashion against K-Corp.
All right, give me the analysis desk. What were the big problems?
I am feeling damn good because this was a clean, easy, flawless kind of Vitality. they were looking absolutely astonishing. I mean, they're defending.
I feel like Karmine Corp just need to take their L and hard prac 2 maps so they can at least get a map on the board. Yeah, but also they can't figure out which map it is. I think they wanted to do that, and they chose Split. They were like, all right, lads, buckle the fuck down. We are going to get good at Split. 3 weeks later, all right, lads, we fucked up. We're not good at Split. But we gave it a jolly good try, didn't we? So let's pick another map. All right, the next map is Ascent. All right, guys, for the next 2 weeks, we're only going to practice Ascent. Fuck! Our comp was so troll. Okay, next week, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're only going to practice Ascent. Fuck! Dude, we copied Loud's comp and we still lost 13-2? Like, they just don't get it. I think if they focused on maps that they naturally were fairly decent at, Lotus, Pearl, like honestly, Split should be good for them as well. They just don't understand how to scale off their utility at all. It happens on every map. They don't understand.
They just saw it, they just broke it. Why are you looking for it? It's not there. Let's talk about that Viper, because Vincent, you know, you spoke about it a little bit about how that Viper could go, but if we take a look at round 6 right off the bat, it never caused Vitality any issues.
Yeah, there were a few instances.
You remind me of Bodhi and Kai on TikTok for some reason. Don't know who they are.
Did it because this Viper can be very oppressive on the attacking side with some of the walls. It was absolutely the opposite. As we're looking for replays,
Twistin gonna roll them? I mean, some of these highlights are fucking insanely appalling. I mean, they're just showing Twistin rolling Scream and Navera over and over again. Hello. 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 Hello.
I loved it. The fact that he ended up with 7 of those first kills. The performance that
if you want to get your gambling in for Split, you need to do it now. There are 4 million channel points on Vitality and less than 200,000 on Karmine Corp.
I have nothing to say to Tristan. He can have a good night.
I'm not saying that that's wrong, but my god, that's a large discrepancy. Are Karmine Corp getting rolled in scrims as well? I'm not sure, because apparently Mini was saying that Fnatic lost a couple of scrims to Karmine Corp. So, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's an important round. It's round number 7, and I wanted to take a look at it because we're coming.
Hot take: Karmine Corp should pick 5 duelists and run it down and take duels.
A lot of ultimates to use. But look at what they forget to do on this instance, and it's trying to shut down what Twistin wants to do. The plan?
Brother.
Accordingly, Livera is not able to learn. And the response from Vitality to the execute starting from K-Core size using those ultimates.
Where is Livera even trying to get to?
They're going to shut down Scream.
Is he just trying to get
his knives, and
here?
all of K-Corp is just forced to back out.
So that he's protected from Cat, but he can still opt down mid?
All the plan that you develop within a minute, all those ultimates that you can use.
Dude, I don't even know. That was out of a timeout as well, man.
From Twistin and
Jesus.
Reaction time.
And there were so many moments where exactly that happened, where we basically saw that there was Karmine Corp having a plan, there was particularly a plan around the Viper on the attacking side that a lot of time would have been used, but there was always this kind of anti from Vitality in the sense of, you're playing Viper, I'm not respecting that. I'm not respecting it in any way what your wall could do, what your orbs could do, and that paired with the, let's say,
I like to creep around my home and act like a goblin. I don't know why, but I just enjoy doing this. Maybe it's my way of dealing with stress or something, but I just do it about once a week. Generally, I'll carry around a sack and creep around in a sort of crouch-walking pose, making goblin noises. Then I'll walk around my house and pick up various different trinkets and put them in my bag while saying stuff like, "I'll be having that," and laughing maniacally in my goblin voice. Cool. Great. Great. That sounds like Bren. I think Bren would do that.
I think that this is the moment that we're going to see Scream. This hurts. This hurts. I know that Tom was having a hard time here. He spots him and doesn't get it. Centers just spray, and I saw it on the replay. He was like,
it's so bad.
Yeah, this one.
Where's the second player though? Oh, I guess the second player's got pushed away by the Prowler too.
Yeah. Got stuck in the wall. It was supposed to go under the arch and mid, and just it wasn't there. But I have to say,
Navera's utility does look high-key poo as well.
Nothing goes accordingly. You get the first round after a pistol, and the consequence, you get that bonus round. And
I really can't believe how badly they built this roster.
It has to hurt.
And
I can't
one
believe
basic thing that we mentioned that particularly happened in this clip as well. When you had normal.
Do you get peak viewership when the Karmine Corp games come on? Yeah. Because they're the peak of Valorant. Yeah. Albert, you don't realize it, but you're watching peak Valorant here.
The easiest ace of his life, you know what I mean. So
I don't know if the coaching staff built the roster.
Of Karmine Corp,
Mystic isn't franchised, by the way. Yeah. Also, I don't think Mystic speaks French.
Well, let's talk about
I don't think Mystic is a good player to really bring up.
For the first time in a bajillion years, going up against Twiston as well.
If Valorant had a World Cup, dude, Valorant World Cup would go hard if they actually, if the players were interested in doing it. Like some teams have tried, some tournaments have tried running like an unofficial World Cup kind of thing. But doing a Valorant World Cup that was a proper Riot event that had big fanfare around it and shit would be very fun. Brazil would roll. Yeah, Brazil would be able to put together a very good team, but they wouldn't have Sadak.
And this is a player where Bone Cole himself mentioned that you sometimes still
United States would have a pretty great team.
Not give him too much space, then he might just,
I feel like
things, but it didn't feel like
wouldn't Sweden be able to put together a really good team? Yeah, Russia would have a really good team. Korea obviously would have DRX, basically. I mean, surely Korea would just win, wouldn't they?
46. It's absolutely
like what kind of country is putting together a team that's going to be able to beat DRX?
See very often from a player of Scream's caliber.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that it's something that
Canada solos. Canada's got some great players. Yeah, Canada might be better than the US.
He wants to go one step ahead. When he's playing Raze, it doesn't really
is that Cap?
feels like he has that weight on his shoulder that he has to go and get the
No, I think Canada actually might be better than the US.
He oversteps sometimes.
Yeah, well, K-Core, they're on a bit of a losing streak, but they're not.
I just can't remember how many, like,
we do have a second map
they'd have.
Up, and this is a split.
Okay, I can't remember which players are Canadian all the time, but FNS is Canadian, Marv is Canadian.
This is the first.
Tens is Canadian. Who else is Canadian? You've got the French Canadian players, but none of them are like at the top of the world right now. Oh, Xander.
Because of the results that they've had,
dude.
Because of the reps that they already
oh,
have
Nismo. I forgot about Nismo as well. Wait, Derek is Canadian? I didn't realize Derek was Canadian. Oh, there's so many good Canadian players. Oh, Finland's got some good players too, yeah. Durka, Boncold, Yampi, Hoodie, and then some kind of fifth. I feel like Finland, Sweden, like those are good.
Oh, I just nutted!
We're just gonna make it our pick. You can't do
Thank you, Tap to
it.
GG.
And second of all, playing that in the sense of how Karmine Corp has
I don't think Karmine Corp being able to speak in their mother tongue is, in their native language, sorry, is helping them much. So yeah, get Mystic. Yeah, I did say that during my video as well, that Leo is Finnish. No, Leo is Swedish. Isn't he? Pretty sure Leo's Swedish. Baris, thank you for the prime. Hot take? Mate, the hot takes are getting lost in this setup. I can't see the hot takes. I can barely see the subs, man.
Alright, all I'm gonna say is, guys, give me something.
Oxygen, thank you.
I know, Bear, you were debating your heart
Zaffy Poo, thanks for the prime as well. Alright, Kakuka, what's the cope take? Give me the cope take. Let me turn this up. What's the cope?
Nobody can take
for now, we need something positive for them. How do they win this, Kakuka? Give me one thing that they can at least do to come back.
Shut down the attack from the side of Vitality. They're going to start on the defense. It's very easy to prepare for somebody's attack. If they swap the composition and they made changes regarding all the flaws that they saw and being one-dimensional, they can do it.
Vincent, they need a hero here. Who is that?
All right. I mean, Kakuka went for the very standard win your defense rounds, but they ain't doing that, are they?
Let's see if there are indeed some changes like you might.
I mean, Karmine Corp's attack side definitely is the worst part of their split. But,
immediately there's
okay, that is a change. Shin is going to go no more Gecko from the get-go. Scream is going to be
so they're playing double smoke here.
Double controller here. They're back
right.
On that sky.
So they're basically running the exact same comp we just saw from them on Ascent, except Scream is on Raze. And what we saw there is that they were still running way too much Nevera opping. Although Nevera opping might work on the defense side here. If they run it on attack, I'm going to mold. And Nuzera's utility is the big problem factor. To me, though,
it's not the biggest,
dude,
hope that
I don't
they
know.
suddenly gain because they have done something similar over on Ascent.
I want to see the defensive walls getting good value. Personally, I like defensive walling mid pretty much every round. But we've seen people run the defensive wall that cuts off A heaven and A main. I don't like that one personally. I think it's too easy to get through. But we've seen some good teams trying to run that. Tom is wearing the most just casual attire I've ever seen on a Valorant cast. I vibe with it. Nuzera only dogged twice on offense. There's no way. Okay, after this map, we are going back and we are finding out how many times Nuzera used his dog. Tiger Guy, thank you for the resub.
I think it's a very good map for Vitality. I think they've got a very good double duelist setup. I think Molzy is a fantastic.
Did Karmine Corp do a lot of trolling map 1 or was it a team diff? Both. Both. Karmine Corp did do a lot of trolling.
I also think I'm interested.
Nevera was playing quite badly too, to be honest, in terms of how he was using his util and what he was doing with the attacking ore. Shin didn't really find any value. The walls weren't really causing any pressure on Vitality. They never had any extremity pressure. Alright, let's have a look at this though. So, defensive setup. They have alarm bot over here, which is going to tell you if they're coming up through vents, or it's going to tell you if they go up this way too. They have a Viper wall that goes like this. So that's...
exactly how the feeling's going. Got it. Alrighty, I mean, I like it because I was about to say we've seen the damage.
Oh my god, Shin and XMS just got destroyed. What an entry from Molzy. Holy shit. They were in so fast. Good god. The paranoia from Destrian? That is not good from Vitality though. They're trying to wall off Twiston's contact, I think, but that doesn't even work in that situation. Oh, but Boncold's absolutely done them inside of that. Boncold has absolutely done them inside of that smoke.
Still a couple of players yet to be found. Boncold got tagged so desperately low, but now
Boncold has absolutely done him like a kipper. Why did they use that smoke?
Because that's actually not what just happened, but my god.
They already killed both of the players in elbow. God, that is pretty sick, actually. I love the way that Boncold's so fast up there. I don't understand why
that's the thing. I think this double duelist for them
they run that smoke. What does that even do?
Little bit ironic.
Why don't they smoke?
Works against Karmine Corp after,
why don't they smoke heaven off? They have a flanker coming around from this angle anyway. Alright, so now they're running this wall.
This round at least.
What the fuck is this one? This one's weirder than like normally people run. This one's. Mate, this wall's even worse than the one that I don't like that other teams do. How do they manage it? How do Karmine Corp somehow manage to bring a new level to every piece of utility? Normally teams run this wall that goes like that, and it cuts off this like A heaven door right here, and they've instead put a completely sideways one like this, which means that you can get through the wall whilst not really exposing yourself to that many angles in heaven.
That's the thing, like, with a Killjoy
and then you can just normally walk through.
You have a lot of delay.
Maybe if they have somebody holding like here,
but you basically have a double
watching that angle, it's not that bad.
Throw down utility to basically slow them down. You can see even the
that's confusing though. But in the previous round, they ran a wall that went like this. I've drawn it kind of badly, but they're trying to smoke mid at the same time as smoking A heaven with the Viper wall. And it's a decent idea. The only problem is it ends up being a bit too flat in mid. It's not as flat as I've drawn it, but it's pretty flat. Okay, so now Shin is doing the standard Viper wall. Actually, no, he's...
The thing is, the buy on the other side is not bad, and on a map like
it's pretty similar.
even weaker weapons like a Spectre, for
I don't really like this wall, but a lot of teams are doing it.
base already coming out. And this is what I love about
This is what I think Vitality do best on this map, is taking B main control aggressively like this. So it's nice to see Karmine Corp doing it to them. They have a one-way, Blast Pack comes out, taking B main control really aggressively here. They've got their Viper and their Killjoy over on A, so this in theory should be a very difficult A site to get in through. Got Nano Swarms down in good positions, turret to take contact. Both Nano Swarms popped here. Shin's going to come in. XMS just gets rolled over. The double duelists are going to both be in such aggressive positions. That can be extremely overwhelming.
And they get in unscathed.
But yeah, Vitality just getting through. And then fighting Heaven with Paranoia is really nice from Vitality. The reason the Karmine Corp have no chance on this map, even if they look a lot better, is because it's one of Vitality's best. I think it is Vitality's best map.
Yeah, I can't blame them. That's the thing. Like, you have that full utility setup.
Will you be watch partying the NA games as well? I'm going to be casting the Americas games.
Like, the Viper screen's not deterring anyone. They're getting easy entries and then just comboing the utility that they have.
These Karmine Corp players are not going to be able to save. They're trying to save 3. I mean, look at how much the net is tightening here.
That's how they get it. Okay. Other than that,
wait there.
Not a whole lot more.
Oh, they are able to save.
For the side
okay.
Karmine Corp. Financially, it's not going to do any damage to Vitality. They can buy comfortably.
Will you be watch partying as well? You want me to set up a remote broadcast at the LCS studios, at the VCT studios? Oh my god. Mulsi does incredibly well to get through that utility, but XMS was not ready for them to get in. Adge? Oh, I forgot to run an advert again, didn't I? My bad. My bad, chat. Sorry. I like this slow orb in B main as a default to take B main control for the attackers. But I do think you also probably need to be spamming it, because the slow orb just on its own doesn't give you full control. Wow, Boncold just chadding it. Boncold absolutely giga chadding it.
They aggressed to Boncold and... Well, the man
meanwhile, XMS, right, has bought Sheriff full armor again. He's the anchor on A. And he knows that if they push A, he's going to be dealing with a jet and a raise in his face. What kind of long-range fights are you ever going to be allowed to take if you're XMS, unless you're playing full retake on A? And I guess his Nanoswarm setup, I mean, it blocks the A Heaven plant spot. But Mulsi's just going to wait for it and then plan for A Heaven anyway. Segway Chimp, thank you for the 9 months.
They'll probably save again. I think XMS can even go back to main.
Celsius paid his editors to watch party on his stream during games. You should pay your sister to watch party on your stream while you cast. She would not have a clue. She would have even less of a clue than I do. There's no shot XMS is saving a Sheriff.
I think that's the thing, though. That's the problem.
No, he's got a rifle.
Behind those 3 guns. So they had some weaknesses. I think XMS started the round with a pistol. And then you had a shotgun. Yeah, so
Foil Curtain, thank you for the new Prime sub.
And you got 0 kills.
And Chaibo, thank you for the 100 bits as well.
That was just basically, okay, we're going to do this aggressive play. We're going to
XMS has an iron gun body.
I've got no problem with that. It's not a bad strat at all. But both players died Boncold. The Sage, the lone
not the eggs. Oh, the fucking eggs. I was wondering why they were zoomed in so far on the. Was that supposed to be the? Was that supposed to be the egg there?
He even gets tagged low there and goes,
all right, so Alarmbot's getting moved into B Heaven. XMS is going to put up his turret that gets you info here. Like, XMS's setups actually do look good on the Killjoy. Oh, this is interesting as well. He's got a Nanoswarm here. Oh, no, he's picking it back up again. He's got a Nanoswarm here. So I think this is a fairly decent place for your Nanoswarm against a double duelist composition. Seems fine to me. Nevera's got a Judge. Hiding close.
Like they every time they're pushing into his setup, they're going for these aggressive plays on the other side of the map.
All right, both Nanoswarms getting popped. Look, the Nanoswarm's really good here. XMS is absolutely oblivious. Absolutely oblivious. Shin and XMS are getting obliterated. Obliterated because their positioning, they just have no idea what angles to fight on against the double duelist comp.
It genuinely starts to make me wonder if XMS just believes that I've popped my nanoswarms, no one is coming this way anymore. Even when there's a showstopper and blast spike going behind him,
Jesus Christ.
He was tunnel visioned in.
I think, to give him a bit of credit, when the Raze ult is coming through in this direction, he's trying to put his body away from the Raze ult, right? He's trying to tuck himself around the corner so that when the Raze peeks through, they don't see anybody, and so they don't know where to shoot. But he's so slow on the movement getting around the corner that he ends up being open to the Raze anyway, and he just doesn't quite know where to be.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't know.
They're continuously not.
He's died getting shot in the back here. Now he's died getting shot in the back here as well. It's not like Shin's faring any better. They just don't know how to deal with this. Oh, he got paranoid as well, actually. My bad.
He goes through it. He's being shot by the turret. I don't think there could be much more information.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, he is paranoid, so he actually can't hear any of that coming through. That's not as bad as I thought.
Coming in because admittedly it's hard.
He's just getting completely destroyed by the exec there.
Who do you fight first?
The only thing you can do if you're XMS in that position is from pillar, you run around the pillar and you tuck yourself and crouch at the metal box, but he was too slow to do that. Xena, thank you for the prime. It's not really his fault. He didn't play it as well as he could, but no, it's not.
I feel like there needs to be a change in how they're playing this map.
But he's getting destroyed by the execute. I think they've got to play full retake. Kargily, thank you for the prime, because they just can't, like, they can't hold at all on the sides. So they might as well just be playing retake setups. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Teal Zygon. Vitality are genuinely really good on this map. Sellout, thank you for the prime. I would not be surprised if this is another 13-2 kind of performance from Karmine Corp, because Vitality are fucking great on this map.
Sometimes you can treat the second more towards being a sentinel. They have the ability to split them across different sides of the map. The Viper towards one, the Killjoy the other. And it looks like they're going for a similar thing again, where you can see the Killjoy out towards A and the Viper.
I think that one-way missed, didn't it? That one-way is actually quite difficult to land. It's a bit bugged, I think.
KC are fun stealers.
Alright, so they're playing offside. God. Apart from Scream. So only Scream was contesting there. I don't know why, if their team is playing full retake, Scream decided to challenge. But you saw how good Twiston and Mulsi are at setting up complementary positions for themselves so they can trade off each other. But Karmine Corp, by giving up that space and by going for a bit of a retake as the rest of the players come in, have managed to make this a 3v3 where they control the site. However, they've given up all control over all of the rest of the map. They have no idea where Sender is. Shin's going to try and re-clear this. Comes down to a bit of timing, to be honest. And this looks like Vitality are going to end with a B re-hit. No, maybe not. Destrian and Mulsi moving away from B, because Sender's got full A heaven control.
So because of that, they're actually now going to go for the full rotation.
Scream tried to help Shin. Yeah, but Shin was always planning to leave CT. So Shin didn't need help. And they've just taken a timeout to discuss how they want to play the defense. They've just taken a timeout to say, presumably, let's not hard anchor, let's play, let's back up when their duelists come in and then we can refight it. And they're still uncoordinated.
One up towards mid, and they're like, okay, is it A, is it B? Where do we go from here? Shin finds one, going to go for a swing here onto Destrian. He's playing off the back of this too. Now wants to go for the cross, to look in towards the site itself, and has the right idea. They've got that numbers advantage. Is this the first time they find a round?
It's planted for heaven, so I like the idea for Shin to stay here. They're so slow to tap. Shin does a great job here, though. Does he die? Nice work, Shin. Very good. Very good. They're pretty conscious that there's going to be a re-wrap around, and Shin just stays in that exact spot waiting. Very well played, Shin. Alright, that's 50% of Karmine Corp's rounds acquired in the first 6. So they're making good pace right now. They're making very good pace.
I think is what we've seen missing. We spoke about Nivira and the op play back in the first map.
13-5?
You see the number of multi-kills.
13-5. I'd be happy with a 13-3.
On the side of Vitality, it's felt like for the most part, KC simply haven't been at the races. But that round there, Shin especially, showing that it can be done, and hopefully that inspires more rounds like it.
Yeah. Viper's pit. And an
They
aggressive
flash for the pit,
Again, though, it's
but
been
this
the
fight is
more
actually
direct
happening over here.
cadence that, of course,
Scream, I think, is going to try and ult here. Off. No, what is he doing? Why doesn't... If he's going to play like that, he could do a trap play off a turret that was on this box. You see that box there? They could have put the turret on top of that box, and they could be running a trap play with his ult off the back of that. But instead, he's just... What in the fucking Lord's name is he doing? What is he doing? What was it? Who was he even trying to hit with the ult? He blast packs out of screens. Even if he doesn't die, they're like 4 in heaven. What's he gonna do? Fire it through the fucking window?
They've got no ultimates. I can't blame them. Like, that's the thing. You isolate these saves and you go...
Karmine Corp are saving so often on this defense side as well. It's just got to be absolutely miserable for them. Absolutely miserable. And now that they're saving, I'm going to go back and look at this. What is he doing here? Does he ult off the turret tap? So the turret sees somebody heaven. The turret shoots. How are you getting a kill? How are you getting a kill? Is he just going to try and splash it off the back walls? But he doesn't have anybody holding this. God, this is just unbelievable. Like the worst possible way that you could try and run a trap play with your ult.
Right idea to pull it out, I think, but just did not expect that swing to come in from A main. He does not look happy.
It's the duality of life, isn't it? You have
yeah, maybe he thinks the turret contact is somebody walking out heaven. So he thinks somebody's going to be on rafters.
It's something we mentioned already. Try and sort of step.
Maybe he's trying to satchel there into elbow.
Internal bleeding at this point.
And throw his ult so it splashes for people walking rafters.
Vitality are reinventing the wheel. Most of the time, they're just going
and IGL would ask for the Viper wall to be up. Yeah, it's just, there's not even any coordination with the choke being smoked.
Thing is, again, they're running a comp that basically has one.
What is this?
That one flash is being used.
Is that the Karmine Corp?
Set up multi and twist in. They're getting the openers and the round.
That Karmine Corp mascot has seen some shit. That Karmine Corp mascot has seen some shit.
Because right now, it is literally
Straw Hat Luffy. What is Luffy? Is Luffy the Karmine Corp mascot?
On the blue wall, looking a little bit blue, understandably. It's not gone the way that
oh, it's a thing from One Piece. Oh.
Turned around. Careful. Maybe not quite.
I see.
The previous one, we did see at least something come on side, right? We did see them bounce back for the one round, but that's the problem. It's just the one round.
They're going A again. I wouldn't even be surprised if this is exactly the same execution.
Right,
now,
so
like
XMS is not going to hard anchor site here. They're going for a big play in.
And it means that there's not going to be a free kill, at least. Like,
they use both of the Nano Swarms. They know that Vitality have been refighting Heaven. They know that previously there's been an Omen blind that came through here and someone swung from Heaven. How are Karmine Corp going to deal with that? That's the first step. Spam Twiston's position. He swung from there before. Bone Cold's on top of the wall. Twiston gets a free one from the same spot as before. Destrian's on the lurk. There's just no possible way that Karmine Corp are winning this, I don't think, even though it's a 3v3. They've got 2 players up in heaven.
Hiding in the smoke, Navera might just have this kill for free, but they need to start getting some form of defusal. The time just ticking away, and I think Navera's already had to make the call to just escape this one. Just that little bit too slow.
They just don't have any protocols for retaking. They don't have any, like, it's just watching, it's like watching a, I don't know. Do you remember at the beginning of Valorant where the devs styled on some top CS players by like flashing through the bind teleporters and stuff? That's what every Karmine Corp game feels like. Every Karmine Corp game feels like they are the CS pros that have just tuned into Valorant and they don't really understand how utility works or that you need to be re-clearing areas, and they're just getting battered by the fucking by the devs.
There's 3 again going towards Garage. It's so hard to get the read. I get it. The one round that you rotate over towards A, you'll have them go towards B. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But Vitality just seems so happy.
Oh, the flash didn't get him. Okay.
Oh my god. That had the potential to go very badly. Scream's bought a hero rifle in this. I've given up on watching the economy, to be honest, chat. I've completely given up on watching the economy. Because who the fuck cares? They're getting their heads whacked, even when they've got full rifles. XMS is now anchoring, by the way, with a fucking sheriff. He still gets one. But he might actually be able to fight those kind of situations if he had a Spectre or a Stinger. Nivera with a trade, 2v2. Possibly winnable. They've smoked, so Bone Cold might be able to get a res here. That's really kind of Nivera. And Nivera's gonna peek through the smoke. Twist and spams it. What is Nivera cooking with these smokes, man? What is Nivera cooking?
It doesn't look like this is going to have any breaks. So the funny thing is, Bone Cold has a res there, but just
I don't get it.
Want to risk being caught using it. And again, like I could be a little bit more forgivable in this round because the players trying to defend on that side of the map only had themselves pistols.
If I was a Karmine Corp fan, I would be molding out of control at what has happened to my organization. I'd be losing my fucking mind.
Now that XMS has got that ultimate online, I really want to see it get used. But the problem is, every single time he's based himself out towards B,
we are.
He's going back towards a retake.
That's what I mean that's what I didn't really get about. I don't know. I mean, I guess at that point there hadn't been any games, so I guess the fans were just annoyed because they were hoping the team would be good. But
concede the side control and then look for the retake again. Thomas, what you called for earlier, we've only really seen it.
The Karmine Corp like fan base is enormous. They need to be pushing for change on how this team was built and how it's been run this year.
For a retake. Showstopper's going to be used instantly, and well, there goes the lockdown. See you later.
Lockdown's gone instantly here, but that's also a big defensive tool disappeared for the post planters. Unfortunately, there are no protocols on how to get into this site. Shin gets 2, but there's a backstab coming through, and it's all left down to Nuzera, and he gets fucking styled on by Twisted. Let's just have a look at what goes through here, how they get into sight. So Nivera drops down, 1 up top. I mean, to be honest, it's actually not that bad. They don't have a smoke that they can use. They don't have a flash that they can even use here. But they don't do a good job of clearing Twiston at all.
It's an absolute bowl over again. All right, Shin, we've seen him have a poor cat.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about that one. Twist.
Afterwards. They literally waited until they destroyed the lockdown, then put the wall down. It's almost like Vitality expected that play.
Scream has double blast packs. Yeah, I mean, that would be useful. But also, if you're playing retake, why are you wasting all of your Sky Util earlier in the round? Like, if your game plan is to play that retake. Molsey double blast packs into his own nade there. Which people were clowning on Ardis for doing that, but that's genuinely something that Raze players do quite a lot. Because you want to be like blast packing into the area that your nade has just cleared people out from, because you catch people while they're running and while they can't shoot back very well. But sometimes it also means you kill yourself by accident. Bit rough, but... Now, that wasn't his nade. That was Scream's. Monkey Meatloaf, thank you for the 100 bits. It's almost a reverse of Fnatic. Fnatic's Valorant is poggers, but their LoL was an absolute dumpster fire at one point. At least Karmine Corp still have their Rocket League team. Yeah.
When does the slaughter end? Probably in about...
I'm going to be honest with you, chat. I wasn't even looking at what Nivera was doing there. Let's have a quick... You guys are going crazy about it, so... Nivera has... The reason that happens is because he only has a shorty, chat. So he knows he can't get the kill anyway unless he smokes and is able to run closer to them. That looks so silly, but it's because Nivera has a shorty. Alright, Nivera now has an op.
Knowing where their weaknesses stand, they're going to go for an updraft to try and find a kill with this Bladestorm. Heaven is
double updraft.
No one to be found.
It's a decent idea. That's their mitigation for if somebody's like, you know, holding ramp and stopping these players from getting up there. Nivera might find a lot of value with this. Okay. Sender trying to time his peak there as the wall goes up. And allows Nivera to spot where he's going. Pushing back over towards Nuzera here. Nuzera, at 1 minute in the round, has no Sky utility, by the way.
So that it went off and didn't actually give any information.
And Bone Cold's just gotten past the Jiggle Peak completely in mid.
Going to be checking this, not just giving it up for free, but it seems like they know he's there. And a chance for Twiston to get that opener. First time, of course, we're seeing the operator actually on either side, so it definitely is a change, but...
Nuzera's got one of his flashes back, immediately uses it to try and re-clear mid. But, I mean, they could be in rope or they could be in vents, so that gets them absolutely no information. And there's 30 seconds left, and he's going to have to retake in a second, probably. But all good. Alright. Surely Shin can hold this down, though. This should be a round for Karmine Corp. This should be a round for Karmine Corp. Oh. Nice, nice. Good from Scream. No way Bone Cold hits that! No fucking way!
It doesn't seem to matter.
Okay, but the spike. Destrian can't be allowed to get the spike! The spike was dropped in heaven! Chat, the spike was down in heaven! And Destrian TV'd up top, and they didn't kill him, and they lost the round.
Of the last 2 attempts on this map right now.
That is one of the worst rounds I've seen from Karmine Corp, because they had all the ways in the world to win that. To be honest, mad unlucky for them that Bone Cold gets that, but you see how he jiggles a little bit, waits for Nivera to spam, and then Bone Cold shoots back at the tracers. That is very nice from Bone Cold. But that is insane. That is insane.
It feels morbid on the other side of things, because it's just firstly I feel like
unbelievable.
Again,
unbelievable.
I think just the composition that's being run by Vitality, I don't think I've seen a single round where I can go, oh, that the Viper util helped them, because every single time
I'm absolutely amazed at how bad this team is on a regular basis. Nats, thank you for the 4 quid donut.
Do you think Scream stays in Tier 1 after he is inevitably dropped?
I don't think Scream gets dropped from this team. I think Scream gets I think Scream gets taken away from, like, IGLing, but I think if you wanted to make the best French-speaking team possible, it would definitely include Scream. It would also include Enzo. He would be IGLing. Scream would be the duelist. Scream's playing awfully right now on the Raze and on the Jet, but he has been a good duelist player in the past. Oh yeah, maybe Kellogg's actually. Maybe Kellogg's would end up being that, and then you could have Kellogg's playing the primary duelist, and you could have Scream playing more supportive stuff if he really wants to do that. But yeah, I mean, getting like Effie's in to coach, trying to pull in some of the French-Canadian players would be pretty cool too.
They don't care about a nanoswarm. They don't care.
Takas, best French jet. I remember watching Takas a long time ago go crazy, but I don't know how. I don't know how good he is now because I haven't been watching his games.
Like, I'm not going to say they look good, but they looked better.
But
I think that was an adaptation that just came a little bit too.
I think Kellogg's has actually been performing. I mean, he's hot and cold, obviously, as a player, but I think with a good coach and a good IGL, I think you could get a lot more out of Kellogg's. Like, you could get him more towards his top level more often.
I have absolutely no faith.
And if you had Effie's coaching and you had Enzo IGLing, they would be able to get more out of him, I think.
Well, they've got 2 rounds.
Takas, Logan. Dude, Logan used to be a freak as well, and I haven't seen him play in a long time. I don't think Nismo... I mean, Nismo's just got way too many opportunities, in my opinion, next year for, like, Americas. But maybe it would be something he'd be intrigued in.
Basically bait out aggression, and when you're up against a double duelist, it's expected. You're going to have one site which is anchored up by your side.
Takas, Logan, and the tank are on M8.
Is going to be set up around that paranoia and basically using those duelists for the firefight.
Yeah, John Cutie, I don't know whether he'd be... I don't know very much about those guys and their, like, confidence calling in French to French players as well. Like, I think they'll probably use quite a lot of different words for things. I'm just guessing here, because my sister speaks like pretty fluent French, and she said she was really struggling to understand some of her French-Canadian friends. Oh my god, Shin with a 3K. Karmine Corp are going to get their second round. They always lose 13-12, chat. Sorry, 13-2. They always lose 13-2.
I don't think he's going to be able to stop them getting their second round. That's something at least for Karmine Corp. And again,
Oops.
Going back to the beginning, talking about roles, I want to see Shin back on an initiator. I don't really care what it is, or even on
Oh, John Cutie isn't Canadian. Sorry, he's Moroccan, isn't he? My bad. Sorry, we were talking about the French Canadians, so I mixed it up.
The other is around, he got a 4K. Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, John Cutie should be comfortable IGLing in French, I would imagine. I mean, yeah, definitely. If that's something he was interested in and Enzo wasn't, yeah, could be.
So for me, it's got to come from more players than just the one. It's got to come down to the strategy as well. And that was a nice slow round up through mid that clearly Vitality didn't expect. But then we saw them push mid once in that entire first half.
I'm not going to lie. If I was Vitality here, I'd be saying we should force just for the memes of winning 13-2.
Vitality at lock-in were known for their second rounds. These pistols were ever deadly, so something you have to be careful about. Nice shots from XMS. Maybe starting to wake up a little bit on this attack side.
You can see why XMS
I feel like he
was so good playing Chamber. I mean, his Headhunter
when it came to the first half, having to be
aim,
that
his
solo
Sheriff aim,
defender in
pistol
most
aim, just
cases
in general, like that first bullet
isolated by
accuracy is good. But
fast
my
paced
God, does it
duelist,
bait him into buying
now,
Sheriff way too
probably
often.
still be playing solo in a lot of rounds, but more chances for him to try and find that space.
The raise stayed up in towards heaven. Trying to force the Cypher away, and sure enough, runs straight back into the line of sight there as well. Oh, that was messy for a few seconds. Shit.
All good, don't worry. That's fine.
Almost whiffs out big time, but Twiston last left alive, and I think Vitality know that it's got to come in this next round.
Of course, the goal here.
So chat, once this spike explodes, you will have officially witnessed Karmine Corp's best performance on Split in 3 weeks.
Now already a couple of rifles, XMS. I will expect him to buy up another one as well. Like, you cannot play this as a traditional
Holy
bonus round
PogChamp.
because of how many rounds you have left to play with. But this
What
is
a
definitely
performance
gonna
from
be where
Karmine
going
Corp.
gets a bit tougher as
The improvement is truly unbelievable.
It kind of makes you think back to our game from yesterday, Fnatic against Liquid. You know, we saw
I'm disappointed, honestly, that we don't get to see more of Karmine Corp on the attack side, because that was where I was really mauling.
Liquid, we even said, okay, you got 6 rounds on the board, you bounce back a little bit, you put up a fight and showed that actually it wasn't completely down to the team mismatch, that it was just that
Karmine Corp are going for a bonus round here,
a little bit, maybe quite by
which
margin,
normally you lose bonus rounds, but you do damage to your opponent's economy. That would put them at 3-12 down with an economy advantage.
That would feel like a win in itself.
So that's pretty funny.
Not the start they were looking for either. Early kill coming up.
I mean, if we want to actually analyze this, I like the wall, the orb. It's good in terms of the Viper. They've taken mid quickly. There's still a minute on the clock here. They don't have any ability to pressure towards A particularly.
They are slowly
but
making themselves some mid control. However, there are rotations coming in thick and fast in towards.
Are they going to be able to win this round against 3? Very possible still. Yeah. Yeah, actually pretty decent from Karmine Corp. They spray into the smoke at the back, get that kill. They go 1-for-1 trading against the player that was close. That's decent. And then they get into the site at the same time, and they kill the third player.
Flashes going out as well. Now they are all somewhat isolated into this corner.
And there's a pit down, so Vitality should not be able to win this round. I mean, actually pretty decent from Karmine Corp this round.
To see if anybody attempts to play outside of the pit instead. They are all somewhat trapped in towards this corner.
Twiston's going to pop his dash there, look for like one peek in and dash away.
The double swing out works wonderfully. And now
there's not enough time here, but they can make it pretty expensive for Karmine Corp. The thing is, this was a bonus round for Karmine Corp anyway. So the fact that Karmine Corp have 2 rifles and all of their players could buy, this is decent. This is a very good half, very good start to the half here.
I like the split in towards the B site. The pace of it
very
was
good
well,
start.
Decent trading. And obviously, I'm actually quite happy they just used the Viper's Pit to confirm the round. Yeah. Like, that was the main thing. Like, Shin starting to
Scream
really
used the
build up
blast pack to break the wall again.
Multi-frag, which, again,
He needs to read the patch notes, doesn't
he? If he can come online, maybe there's a difference, but we have been waiting for that over the last few weeks.
Oh, fuck off.
All right.
Why have we got Nevera attack side opping immediately?
This round, you'd expect so.
Dude, what's the need?
Coming out with shorties, sheriffs, you name it.
Good punish from Scream, actually.
To start things off and taking a little bit out.
And I like that they're getting in here quick. The smokes are slow.
Rapidly got themselves on A here and are looking to march.
Isn't that a shit smoke on Heaven? Hasn't Nevera just missed his smoke, Heaven?
Yeah, not really expecting much from this point onwards. Operator up, Scream just farming up those frags. Already got the
it's a bad smoke, but Scream is actually playing inside of it and gets 3 kills. So I like the way that Scream's played this round. I think he's played that really nicely. He realizes where the cam gets placed from, so he swings immediately and punishes the Cypher. And then he blast packs up and makes up for the fact that Nevera fucked it.
Actually, you know what? Vitality, 4 rounds lost in a row.
Definitely not on purpose, chat. There's no way that Nevera is opping on Omen, fucking up his smokes on Ascent mid, and then deliberately putting a crack in that first screen. I just don't believe it. Sender got punished because he's a moron. He should never get punished for that cam. Alright, the Cypher specialist is in chat.
Yeah, I definitely think as
can you throw that really though without being open? Like surely you can just get swung A main. I mean, unless there's somebody holding screens for you or something like that.
It just hasn't been showcased so much over the last few weeks. So I think just denying that early, of course, the driver's seat still firmly sat with the cheeks of Vitality, but
oh, he just threw it too late in the round. Right, if you throw it right at the beginning,
of course, this is where you're actually going to see the operator come in for Twiston as well. We saw how much of a game changer that was when it came to Ascent, how dominant he was in a lot of those.
Yeah, he threw it 10 seconds in the round because he missed it all of the first few times. Go bald if Karmine Core comes back from this.
Kind of broke apart with the B and the I.
What the fuck do you think this is?
Look, we don't criticize.
All right, so what's Nevera going to be doing with his op? Nevera's op is over on this side. Previously, Karmine Core were using their dog at the beginning of the round to push Scream onto aggressive positions. They might dog off the rip here for Nevera to op. Twiston's opping down here to start. So they've got Twiston opping, and then I assume Twiston is going to move away. Because they have a full Cypher setup here that sees over the top of the wall anyway. So it just seems like too much. Like if Twiston just ops, like I would want Twiston to... Oh, the Boombot didn't clear Twiston's position. And Nevera did not get set up there. Nuzera only used one flash. Right, so they didn't get any information that the operator's playing here. It feels very heavily B main stacked right now from Vitality. But that is where Karmine Core have been playing.
I won't forget.
And they have kind of, a wall that should delay things a little. Twiston hears the alarm bot going down. Trailblazer ready to go here from Nuzera. Are you ready? In we go. The dog clears. They dash away.
Comes on through. Going to find absolutely no one, but Shin has got the entry, and that's exactly what they were looking for. They see the back of the cape, but it's Scream.
Scream gets traded. I mean, very ambitious for Scream to try and use his ult to kill the Jet. But the Jet did get stunned, so not the stupidest idea. The operator finding a trade kill as well. 3v2. Ah, Twiston's ready for the peek from Nevera. So now it's a 1v... Whoa! Holy shit! Wait, what in the Lord's name is that? Why doesn't he go to the... Why doesn't he go sight and pick up a rifle?
And keeping that post-timeout win going.
I'm curious if that was what he meant to do.
I don't think so.
It was such a
I don't see why Twiston played it like that. You know where the Killjoy is because you saw the turret getting placed. You know that they're in B main. There's so many rifles down on site. I think he accidentally dashes forwards, but why he quite goes for the re-swing immediately, I'm not sure.
Either that or it's more when he stepped down.
Yeah, I know the dash is a misclick, but I'm just saying, why does he re-swing in with an op? That seems like a very bad way of playing that.
He's gone from having an operator in one round to a Bucky in the next, but he does have a Blade Storm behind.
Alright, so they're taking the operator for a walk in B main here, trying to get it posted.
He is one of the maestros of the shotgun, someone who rates it highly. And although there's some financial constraints in this round. Just look at the ultimates that are available right now. Having that blade.
I am liking the way that Karmine Corp are taking space in the first 30 seconds. And they get posted on that angle. I mean, they're ready to counter that. That was good from Karmine Corp. That is good. Now, I'll tell you what Karmine Corp are not doing. They are never applying pressure A-ramp. And I think at some point here, Vitality should be able to get the read on that and start stacking B and mid more heavily.
The difference maker finds one and dashes away.
Well,
immediately pushed up by the last two, but he's way out of dodge.
Yeah, and there's multiple players.
Whoa. You don't have B heaven. What the hell are you guys doing? What's Bone Cold?
Being covered at the moment, but Twiston's going to try and thread that needle.
Okay, so Bone Cold now is facing towards heaven.
In fact, KC are going to start doubling.
Wait, are they going towards A? There's 30 seconds left. Vitality have a stack over here, but it means that Destrian can win the round. Oh, look how awkwardly they're scaling here. Look how awkward they are. Oh, they just don't have a clue how to do that. They don't have a clue what they're doing.
There's no chance of them winning this round. Just fade away and hold on to the guns.
Oh, dude, Karmine Corp started this round so well. This was a half buy. Well, like a weird broken buy kind of.
My favorite KC fan.
It wasn't a half buy really, because Twiston has knives and the rest of them have rifles. So it was still a good buy from Vitality, but Karmine Corp had that, man. They had that, and then they did one of their classic 30-second pivots.
All of the weaponry. I don't think it's going to impact too much for Karmine Corp. They got plenty.
They literally had a pinch into the B side. They had full B heaven control, and they had full B main control. They could have just pinched B, and then they went and fucked the dog.
Not rotating back.
They screwed the pooch.
And he gets both the frags needed of him. Easy pickings in the end.
That's a classic phrase, chat. Don't blame me, blame the person that came up with it. That is a classic phrase.
And a slight fake comeback, it seems. 6 more in a row needed.
Whoa.
That's not gone to Blamber Scream.
I can't believe Twiston's going to re-challenge that, but he does still have dash. Alright, so this Viper setup is now actually threatening A. So Shin has not been doing this previously, it's been towards B. And this means that now mid-round re-clear of B main is coming through. Can't do that very easily against the Viper setup, but they're going to do it here against the Killjoy. Nuzera with a flash that I'm not really sure what it accomplishes. What in the fucking Lord's name is Malsey doing? Malsey has his ult there. He could just play so much more safely. But Bone Cold has dominated B main. So their re-clear of B main has paid dividends. Destrian with the final bullet kills Nuzera, and now Shin, who would have been on the re-clear here anyway, with the spike, is just left in an unwinnable situation. Twiston's already here. Nevera doesn't have it. I mean, there's 30. Wait, maybe possible? Maybe possible? He has his smoke to try and cross.
Would have caught the man with the spike. 20 seconds
little,
left.
Little swoop peek attempt. Nevera not holding anything for him. Misses the flick. Dies in tragic fashion. I'm not lying, chat. That was the best we've seen Karmine Corp play on Split.